Hello there, welcome to Beautiful Disasters. We're talking about knife configuration. Right, this one did well critically when it was released. It won some awards for the screenplay and things like that. But it disappeared pretty much instantly, and it has been lost to time in lots of ways. It's only people like me, and weirdos like me, who actually know it well, because it's such a strange film. It's so weird and so different that it's very much a cult film. I'm not sure even how well it was released at the time. It just feels like it was always a film that's been hard to see. It's one of those films that always feels as if it's a cult film that only few people will ever see. It's been released in DVD, it's been released in Blu-ray recently, but a very limited release, very kind of small companies releasing it, and it is a very wordy film, and it's a very different type of film. I mean, basically what it is it's by Peter Blatty, who wrote The Exorcist, his big success, and because he was, well known at that point, he was allowed to direct a film. So he directed a film based on a book he'd written called Twinkle Twinkle Killer Kane, which he rewrote as Knife Configuration and made the film called Knife Configuration. So that was it. I mean, the film was about these soldiers who go mad during the Vietnam War, and one who's an astronaut who also goes mad on the flight deck as he pulled out the rocket ship. So they've been sent to this castle, this old castle that has been rebuilt and transferred from Europe. The film is shot in Europe, so it's got a very European feel, but it's meant to be set in America. So which adds to the weirdness of the film. It's not quite reality ever. So they're all stuck in this castle and they're all going mad, and no one knows if they're faking it because they don't want to fight in Vietnam, or if it's real, because they're all like highly intelligent people. They're not idiots, they're like experienced soldiers who decided nope. But no one knows if it's like, is a brain kind of experienced, or have they actually just lost it. No one can be sure. So they send in a new psychiatrist played by Stacey Keach to try and evaluate them and try and help them, and he's very eccentric as well. And as the film progresses, you realise he's not the psychiatrist. His brother's a psychiatrist, and whose brother's Ed Flanders, who's acting as if he's the doctor. It turns out he's the one who's actually overseen everything, and his brother has also gone mad, and his brother was Killer Kane. Killer Kane is this legendary soldier who went nuts and killed lots of people, and he's lost his memory, and he's transferred his memory to be his brother. He's trying to escape his own sins. That's some of the things that comes out later on in the film. At the moment, he's working, because he's also insane. He's working with these soldiers to try and help them, and he's actually getting some results because they can smell there's something off of him as well. So they can react to him a lot more, and they can prod him, but it feels more communication to them. So that's the plot of the film. What's really good about the film is it's genuinely curious about how people work and how craziness works, and how it's not really one thing or the other. The point they make really in the film is, because they do this thing about Hamlet, is Hamlet mad, or did they fake madness to avoid going mad? And it seems like they're suggesting that these soldiers have faked the madness, but they were on the verge of going mad anyway, so if they hadn't faked it, they would have gone mad. And that's the element they have to try and work with, because it's both things are true. They are mad, but they're not mad at the same time. And the only person who actually is mad is Killer Kane, who's meant to be a psychiatrist. So it's explanation of that, and what the idea is, how people are faking illness, but they actually are ill at the same time. So because of that, there's lots of dialogue, there's lots of throwaway stuff. I mean, there's tons of dialogue, a lot of it good, some of it overdone, but it's always overlapping. People are talking and they're not even listening to each other, they're just yapping. They're just crazy. It's almost like a Robert Altman film made by people who are, vain and just focused on themselves. So they're talking, they're not actually communicating half the time. And it's really interesting, but it's off-putting to some people though, I think. And even when we first start seeing the film, it's so unconventionally shot that it's hard to get into to start with, unless you really just go with that. Thing is, there's really lots of stuff that you don't meant to follow. It's just dialogue uses atmosphere rather than just using shots as atmosphere. So that's one of the things that this film has, is this kind of crazy feel to it, and it's just really well done. That's the whole idea that people are just these people are just going slowly crazy, and it gets more emotional when you meet because the central character is really the astronaut who went mad on the flight deck, and he's sort of still struggling with what happened, and because he was terrified because he just thought it would be up in space and if something went wrong he would die alone, and he's trying to come to terms with his own fear because he's an intelligent man, but he's also just been driven mad by this infernal fear of what's like is there nothing there beyond death, is just that's it. And the whole thing is there something more, can people be selfless, because the astronaut thinks that no one can be truly selfless. There's always something that they want. They may not say it, but there's always something they want. There's always an inferred selfishness to people, and Kane's trying to prove he's not, because he's trying to prove it to himself there's some good in everybody, and to do that he has to sacrifice himself to save the astronaut. So there's a lot of sort of elements there that aren't used in films very often, which is just ideas of how people see the world and how they react to other people and how their existence, what their existence means to them. Most films you have a plot, but no one ever really, people just fill in the blanks to get to the next plot thread. As Cronenberg said in an interview once, that a lot of time in movies you don't think that the actual writer or director believes in what these characters are saying, they're just trying to get to A to B. And that's the problem with a lot of films. In this film, everyone believes what they're saying, and it's, even if they're lying, there's some sort of partial truth to it. So it's very nice to see that in a film where, yeah, it's very eccentric, but it's actually about how people try and survive day to day, which most films aren't about. We should think that's a normal experience for most folk. You'd think there would be more of that, but there's not. I mean, there was, you know, from the 60s to the 80s, mainly independent, but you're still getting a lot of them. Even in the 90s you got some of that, but it seems to have gone all blockbustery or it goes to TV, but there's not actually that much of that. Even when they say it's about that, a lot of the time it's not. It's still a kind of genre thing. So this film is genuinely about that. So it's just a wonderful little film that, yeah, it tests your patience sometimes, but films don't have to be perfect. They can be very flawed but very interesting. This film is one of those films I seem to watch once every 3 or 4 years. Like, I always have to watch it at some point. Like, just there's something interesting about the whole idea of it that keeps coming back, that just fascinates me. So, and the book's good as well. The book's really worth reading too. So it's definitely a terrific film to watch. Blatty made one more film, Exorcist 3, which I've talked about, and it's also worth seeing. And so it's a kind of shame his career never really took off, because he was an eccentric director that sometimes might have needed someone to sit on him a bit more and say, try and focus a bit more. But at least he was interested in ideas, and it's a shame he just never did that much after Exorcist 3, because there was something there he was doing that was interesting, and I think you need that a lot now, because there's not that many directors who seem to be interested in doing the one thing. It always seems to be now it's like one movie then you do a blockbuster, and you need more people who just like to do their own eccentric little movie. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Up next will be Streets of Fire by Walter Hill.